I'm sorry, Mom.
It's okay, Sapphire. Go back to bed. You have school in a few hours.
I hugged Mom quickly and went back to bed. The next day, Mia avoided Dad at breakfast table and then again at dinner, stating that she wasn't hungry. After dinner, I carried a plate of food for Mia and left it next to her books where she was studying by her desk. After a few minutes, Dad walked into the room.
Sapphire, can you leave so Mia and I can talk, please?
Dad smiled. Sure. I grabbed the book I was reading and was about to move from my bed when Mia spoke up.
It's okay. I'd like her to stay. Whatever you have to say, you can say it in front of Sapphire.
Okay.
Dad sat on Mia's bed.
Mom told me that you think I'm having an affair. I just wanted to set the record straight and tell you that I love Mom very much, and I would never place myself in a position to lose her or you girls.
I saw you leave last night in a white car. Mom tried to make me feel as though I was crazy, but I know what I saw.
Mia pouted.
Mia, you were correct. I did leave home last night.
But Dad, I chimed in. Dad held up a finger and didn't say another word. Dad left the room and returned with a large box and placed it at Mia's feet.
Open it.
Mia knelt in front of the box and opened it.
Oh, it's a puppy!
Mia shrieked with excitement as she took the golden retriever out of the box.
Mom and I got it for you for your birthday.
Thank you, but my birthday is 3 weeks away.
We know, but Fred, one of the guys I work with, had to go on a business trip, so he had to get rid of the puppies before he left.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Mia lowered her eyes.
Will you ever forgive me?
Of course I forgive you.
Mia and Dad hugged, and then Mia turned to me and hugged me too. Dad and I exchanged looks, and I sighed with relief. Mia followed Dad out of the room to apologize to Mom before she came back into the room. Mia and I stayed up to play with the puppy, who she called Monty. When it was bedtime, Mom and Dad came up into the room and kissed us goodnight. Dad took Monty when they left and closed the door behind them. So, Mom, what are we going to do? I asked as I looked at my parents, a worried frown on my face. Mia went to the library after school, which gave me a chance to chat with Mom and Dad without interruption.
Well, Sapphire.
Mom held Dad's hand and looked at him.
Our backs are against the wall.
But Mom, there must be another way. Mia loves it here. Just then, we heard a small gasp. We looked to the doorway, and there stood Mia. I wondered if she had heard what I said, and when she ran off with a hurt expression on her face, I knew that she had. Mia! I ran behind her into our bedroom. I found Mia face down in her bed, sobbing. Mia, I gently placed my hand on her shoulder. Please, let me explain.
Why don't you guys want me anymore?
Tears streaked her face. Mia, of course we want you.
Then why do you guys want to get rid of me?
She wiped her eyes. We don't want to get rid of you. Dad got the promotion, but it means that we have to move. I don't want to move, and I was telling Mom and Dad that you loved it here and you wouldn't want to move either.
Are you sure?
I hugged Mia. Of course I am. You can't get rid of us that easily. Mia pulled away and looked at me suspiciously.
But why are you guys having a family meeting without me?
Well, you weren't home. I shifted on the bed next to Mia.
But you could have waited till I came home.
Look, we're so sorry. Dad needed to make a quick decision or they're gonna give the promotion to someone else. But you're right. We should have waited for you since you're a part of this family. During dinner, Mom asked us if we'll be going to the prom, which was being held in a few weeks.
I haven't heard you girls talking about it. Girls are usually excited about the prom.
I am not sure, but maybe Sean will ask Mia to the prom. I giggled as Mia's face turned red.
Mia, you're holding out on us.
Dad chuckled.
No need to feel embarrassed. Crushes are a part of growing up.
Mia groaned with embarrassment. Mom smiled.
You guys stop it. When Mia's ready, she'll tell us about her boyfriend.
2 weeks before prom, Mia and I went to the mall to purchase new dresses.
I really wish my mom was here to see this.
Mia spun around in a pink dress in front of the mirror.
Oh, Mia.
Mom gave her a quick hug.
If you keep her memory alive, she will always be with you.
We spent a few more minutes in the store. Mia purchased a pink dress and I purchased a blue one. As we were headed towards the food court, someone called out Mia's name behind us. We spun around and saw a very nervous Sean walking towards us.
Hi, Sean.
Mia blushed. Mom grabbed my hand.
Let's get you some accessories for that dress of yours.
Mom pulled me to the closest store. After warning me not to step foot outside the store, I watched Mia and Sean from the entrance. They chatted for a few minutes before Sean walked off and Mia turned in my direction with a huge grin on her face. She walked towards me quickly. "So, did he ask you to the prom?" I asked as she approached.
Yes!
Mia squealed excitedly. Mia quickly found Mom in the store and gave her the good news. We spent about 2 more hours at the mall before we headed home. Finally, the big night arrived. Mia was in the bathroom as I tried to zip my dress up. I ran to get Mom's help. I heard Mom and Dad having a conversation in the kitchen as I entered. "Mom, can you help?" My voice trailed off.
Linda, I'm not speaking about it anymore. My decision is final.
Dad stormed out of the kitchen. Mom inhaled deeply. "Mom, is everything okay?" Mom smiled.
Everything is fine, dear. Let's get you and Mia dressed for the prom.
At 6:30, Sean arrived and Mia and I were ready. Monty danced around our legs as Dad turned to take pictures of us. While taking the pictures, Dad staggered backwards. "Dad, are you okay?" I went to him.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm probably just as excited as you two. I'll be okay.
Dad patted my hand fondly. As I turned to face Mia, Dad collapsed on the ground. "Mom! Mom!" I screamed. Mom rushed into the living room and screamed.
Alan!
She turned to Mia and I.
Call an ambulance!
Within 5 minutes, an ambulance arrived and Dad was rushed to the hospital. Mom, Mia, Sean, and I hopped into the family car and followed close behind. A few hours later, Dr. Motley walked into the waiting room and asked to speak to Mom. Based on Mom's reaction during their discussion, I knew something was wrong. Needless to say, prom night didn't turn out as we expected. Dad was released from hospital a few days later. While resting at home one Saturday afternoon, Mom returned with a letter. She asked us to gather in the living room for a family meeting. "What's going on, Mom?" I asked as I sank into the sofa with Mia next to me. Dad sat in his armchair.
Well, we finally got the letter from the Children's Authority, and Dad and I are officially Mia's parents.
We all cheered and hugged Mia. Mom sat on the armchair and held Dad's hand.
Now that Mia is officially family, we can tell her the truth.
Mia looked at us.
Truth about what?
Well, Mia, I have leukemia.
Dad spoke slowly. Mia placed her hand over her mouth as Dad continued.
We couldn't tell you anything about it, because when they questioned you at the Children's Authority, we didn't want you to lie. We couldn't take the risk of losing you.
Mom continued.
We had to portray being healthy parents, or they would have placed you with another family. Dad was first diagnosed 5 years ago. It went into remission, then it returned about a year ago. Before your mom died, I promised her that I would take care of you. She was my best friend, and you and Sapphire, well, I couldn't break that friendship up either.
Mom wipes away the tears that rolled down her cheeks.
We asked a friend of ours who is a doctor to forge documents giving your father a clean bill of health. At the hospital, Dr. Motley said that your father only has a few more months to live.
Mia ran to Dad and threw her arms around him and cried.
I wished you would have told me earlier.
I walked up behind Mia. When Dad came home late or left home at wee hours of the morning, he was going to treatment. We couldn't risk him going during work hours, so he had to do it after. So that night, you did see Dad go, and it wasn't to get Monty either. I'm happy to say that Dad fought until Mia and I were 21. Mia and Sean had been dating for the past few years. During his last few months, Mom took him to a hospice where he could receive the round-clock care he needed. We visited Dad every day and reminded him about what a great dad he was. Late one night, Mom got the call that Dad passed away peacefully in his sleep. I think of my dad every day and the sacrifices that he made for our family. I hope that one day, when I become a parent, the love that I have for my children will be as unconditional as my dad's.